Good morning and welcome to the Money Matrix. I am Dion Pouncil.
And I am Dominique Broadway. Welcome to another very exciting Miami day in the markets. Please also do not forget that investing and trading should happen at your own risk. So please do your own research before making any trading or investing decisions.
Yes, and as she mentioned, we are tuning in live from Miami, Florida, our favorite place in the world. And we are getting ready to hop into these markets. Remember, this is not trading advice or recommendation, so please govern yourselves accordingly. With that, the news has come out at 8:30 of the key retail sales and pushed up the equities over 200 points for the NASDAQ futures, the Dow Jones futures over 300 points, and the equity S&P 500 futures up over almost 1%. So stocks looking to potentially rebound from last week's dip here at the open. So we will keep our eyes on that. All right. First up in some headlines and stock news, Elon Musk announced that Tesla will be making job cuts for the firm, cutting up to about 10% of their global workforce. He sent out a memo to the company saying that based on the next phase that they're all going to have to be moving towards, they're going to be doing job cutting to boost productivity for their next phase. Tesla was down almost 1% on the news pre-market, and we will see how that continues to trade. But Tesla has been going through some woes over the last quarter or two, so we will see how this does for the stock. Dominique?
All right, heading over into other news. Somebody's getting a pretty big paycheck today. Unfortunately, it's not me. It is Samsung. Samsung reportedly will be receiving $6.4 billion, y'all, from the White House. From the White House for them to start chip making specifically in Texas. And Samsung is a I can't remember specifically, but I know it's an Asian-based company. So you'll notice that we actually cannot trade the stock over here. But very interesting news to see that this also could create a little bit of competition, additional competition in the chip making space. So interesting news for sure.
All right. Next up, Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs beat estimates of the Wall Street analysts, and it was led by their fixed income and investment banking services. So the trading revenues were up over 10% on the quarter, producing over $14 billion, as well as the investment banking up over $4.6 billion, driving their numbers to be all Wall Street estimates. CEO David Solomon has had some lumps over the last couple of quarters, but has weathered through, and this may be proving as a turnaround as Goldman Sachs looks to lead the charge from the banking world on Wall Street. Yeah.
Interesting. All right, Adidas, one of my personal favorite brands, got a double upgrade this morning. Not a single upgrade, but a double upgrade from various analysts. Apparently, various analysts at Morgan Stanley. But this is thanks to their, and I don't know how to say this. Is it Spezial? I don't know. Spezzle? That makes more sense. Anyway, they got some new shoes that everybody like called Spezzles, and a few of their other shoes that apparently have been doing really well and helping to increase Adidas's profit margins. And the stock is up about 3.91% this morning, as it heads into the open. It closed down closed down at $103.95 last Friday. This morning, it is trading up almost $4, a little over $4 pre-market based on this double upgrade.
Okay. And in iPhone news, Apple has been trading down this morning as it announced that its Chinese shipments are down about 10%. So it is losing market share over in the Asian markets. It's now not number one anymore. It is still in the top 5. It's battling between positions like 3 and 5, but this has come as news to be able to show that Apple is losing market share globally, starting out with China, as it announced that its shipments are down 10% year over year.
You love a little negative Apple news.
I just share the news. I'm not biased either way. Like, you know, Apple's just another stock to me. I mean, I like the products and all that, but from a stock perspective.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. In other news, Charles Schwab, another major brokerage firm, they released their earnings this morning. They ended up their revenue topped estimates, but their net new assets actually did decline, and their profit dropped on higher interest payouts. So their revenue estimates did well, but as far as profit margins, those did drop. They're currently trading down about $1.03 as we head into the open pre-market.
All right. So now let's transition into our Beat the Bell segment. We will go over some global news, geopolitical news, check out some charts, and see if we have some activities or some options for some live day and swing trades. All right. Hopping over into the Asian market, the Asian Dow was down 1.15%. The Nikkei 225 down 0.74%. The Hang Seng Index down 0.72%. The Shanghai Index was up 1.26%. The Sensex Index down 1.14%. And the Singapore Index down 1.0%.
All right, heading into our U.S. equities is looking pretty red across the board currently, but I think our futures might be singing a different song. But the Dow is currently down 1.24%. The S&P 500 is down 1.46%. The NASDAQ is down 1.62%. The VIX is down 4.91%. And gold is also down 0.05%. And then oil is, down 0.89%.
Yeah, so with those with the VIX being down, the equities, that's another promising note for them to be up. And so let's check out the futures. So the Dow Jones futures is up 0.77%. The S&P 500 futures up 0.80%. The NASDAQ futures up 0.84%. Gold futures are down 0.04%. Silver is up 1.66%. And crude oil is down 0.91%. Hopping right over into the Forex market, the euro is up 0.14%. The Japanese yen is up 0.62%. The Great British pound is up 0.24%. The Australian dollar is up 0.06%. The DXY index is down 0.05%, and the Wall Street Journal dollar index is flat. All right, and rounding it out in the
crypto world. All right, crypto was busy this weekend. We had Bitcoin falling as low as 60,000, I believe. And now everything is up across the board as we get closer to the potential Bitcoin halving day, which is still reportedly on track for April the 20th, based on how Bitcoin mining has been trending, I guess. So currently Bitcoin is up 3% this morning, trading around $66,153. Ethereum is also up 5.43%, approaching back to that $3,200 mark. XRP is up 5.56%. Bitcoin Cash is up 12.37%, and then Litecoin is up 5.95%.
No.
Monero is up 5.83%.
That's funny. Stretching out my neck, y'all. You know, stretching out my neck. Okay, so we'll hop into some geopolitical news and see what major news events are happening on today. Today at 8:30 a.m., the core retail sales numbers came out. They were forecasted at and they came out at 1.1, and that sent the equities up over 200 points respectively on the NASDAQ and the Dow futures. And then it also took the equity, the S&P 500 futures up as well. The Empire State Manufacturing Index forecasted was negative 5.2, and it came out negative 14.3. Retail sales month over month forecast was at 0.4, and it came out at 0.7. Okay. FOM members was speaking at 8:30. That didn't do too much to stop the bull run from that. Retail news today at 10 a.m. The business inventories month over month information will come out, and the NAHB housing market index will also come out. And then today, all day, this is the first day of the IMF meeting. So definitely want to pay attention to what's going on with the IMF. And then today at 8 p.m., FOM member daily is speaking. Okay, so 10 a.m. and 8 p.m. are the next news occurrences. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and hop into our charts. We'll kick it off in Trading View. Just looking at some of our pre-market. No, we're kicking off the week at 135, realized, unrealized down 45, and pre-market, everything looks to be up quite substantially. So we'll see how those things get kicked off. On the futures, we'll start out at the 1 week since we're at the top of a week. Okay. We can see here that the NASDAQ has been charging up since November 23rd. It has met resistance at the 18,600 mark. So every time it has got up there so far, we are getting some resistance around that 500 to 600 mark. Okay. For the third week in a row. So some strong resistance there in the 18,500 to 18,600 range. But every time it comes down to around 18,000, it gets some support. So we can see a quality support area at 18,000 and resistance at 18,600. On the 1 day chart, we did get a sales signal this morning. Okay. And it has been, again, selling off since that 18,600, since the beginning of the quarter. All right. Stepping down into the 2-hour chart, we did get a buy signal today at 2 a.m. and it's been trending up since then. And on the 1 hour, we have been trending up since last night at 7 p.m. Okay, so the high of the evening was around 330, 340. We'll see how that goes on the NASDAQ today. But as of right now, based off of the 1 hour, we're looking to be buy-side bias at the beginning of the session and ride that out, especially because the VIX is also down. Okay, checking over into the 10-year interest, the 10-year Treasury notes, looking at the interest rates, we'll start out, on the 1 week. We'll start out on the 1 week, okay? Chart here, we can see that the Treasury notes have been trending down since March 18th of this year. On the 1 day, we're also in a sell signal since April 1st. On the 2 hour, we're in a sell signal since yesterday, since Friday at 4. And on the 1 hour, we are in a sale since Friday at 3 o'clock. So that is another positive news occurrence for the equities with the interest rates being down. Okay. Oh. No. Okay, so we're going to be sell side bias for today on the equities. Hopping over into the metals, getting going on the 1 week chart. We can see gold has been trending up since February 26th. Can you cut that off? Just cut it off.
What?
Like just off. Yeah. The 1 day chart is also in a strong bull trend since March 26th. The 2 hour Was in a sell-off from Friday. Did get a buy signal this morning at 6 a.m. Okay. Okay. And the 1 hour got a buy signal at 7 a.m. So we'll be buy-side bias on the golds, on the metal, on metal, starting with gold at the open. Okay, and potentially sell-side bias later half of the show towards the second half of the trading session. And then rounding it out in the energy markets, we'll look at crude oil trending up since January 22nd, which, you know, makes sense because the more battles go on in the Middle East, which is kind of the major oil producing region of the world, the less the supply becomes, less supply, more demand, right? On the 1-day chart, there was a sale today. Okay, see, it's been trending up since March 28th and just got its first sale today on the 1-day chart. On the 2-hour chart, it's also in a sale. And on the 1-hour chart, it did get a buy. So energy is pretty mixed, all right? On the 1 hour, could be potentially buy-side bias and potentially sell-side bias for the rest of the day, okay? So that is our futures outlook. Dominique.
Okay. First of all, just try this orange juice. It's so good. Because I love orange juice, y'all. Okay? Are we, ain't it good?
Very good. Very good.
Tell you, them Florida oranges is different, okay? Large. Okay. All right, so it's currently 9:17. Good morning, everybody. Hello. I want to say a quick good morning to everybody. Miss Pauline, Miss Rita, Phyllis, Michelle, Karen, Sharon, Jeffrey, Teresa, Angela. Good morning. Christopher, thank y'all. All right, so as Dion mentioned, we are headed for a upside in the markets today. We have quite a few major things happening this week, going into talking about our earnings a little bit, and we will hop over and show the earnings page when Odell tells me it's time. But essentially, we have a lot of companies we want to keep our eyes out on for this week, all right? I was currently, as you can see, taking a quick look at the NASDAQ. Definitely looks like there may be some opportunities for some knockouts potentially on the NASDAQ.
NADEX.
On the NADEX, I'm sorry, looking at potentially knockout opportunities on NADEX with the US 100 on NADEX platform, but also looks like there's just gonna be a lot of buying activity or upside in the markets today. All right, so that's looking currently, like I said, on the NASDAQ, which Dion actually already looked at. Some of the things we'll be eyeing today, you know, we had a lot of drops last week, so definitely going to be looking for opportunities on NVIDIA. NVIDIA is currently trending up this morning. They're actually up about $9.12 pre-market. Probably going to see this thing do a little bit more upside there today. Another one that will likely probably also push up today is SMCI, just because, honestly, this is just what SMCI does. When it goes down, it just goes up the next day. It's just kind of like data. All right, so since they had that, they were down $38, they'll probably look to regain a nice piece of that today. So it could be some upside or call side opportunity there. You see, we definitely have a buy signal there as well. Okay, another one that we've been keeping our eyes off on is Alabaster. They're also up about Astera Labs, ticker symbol ALAB. They're currently up $2.27 pre-market. As you can see, this buy signal came at 8:34 a.m. and it's literally been trending up since then. So the only one that may actually be down this morning, of course, Apple. So Apple is down this morning. Down about $1 because apparently people, you know, whatever negative news Dion gave is valid. All right, and then take it one.
I read. It wasn't me.
I know. Right. One more I want to take a quick look at is the SPY, and then also at some point the QQQ. These will likely also be up this morning as we head into the opening bell. Now the SPY is currently up $4.19 pre-market. We did just get a buy put that came through. Not sure how strong or how long that will last. It looks like it's already trying to turn around, so we can circle back on that. But the SPY and the QQQ likely are going to have some upside at least as we head into the market open for sure.
Yes. So, first and foremost, congratulations to everybody that has their workshop ticket. Just want to give you guys a reminder, we are in Miami this week. We will be hosting the live Money Matrix workshop, live show, teaching, lunch and learn, happy hour. And for those of you all who get the yacht tickets, we will be hosting the Sunset Yacht Ride as well. So with that being said, today, everybody, because I know we got some last minute people in here, it always is.
It's usually me.
Today is the last day to purchase your workshop tickets and the last day to purchase your yacht tickets for this Friday, okay? Remember, the day will kick off at 9 a.m. on Friday in Miami at the host hotel, and then the yacht will sail at about 6 or 6:30 here in Miami as well. And it is going to be a 4-hour yacht. We're going to do a sunset yacht.
It is a 4-hour ride, so we will be together on the boat for 4 hours.
Kicking it, eating good, drinking good, and
vibing.
A good Miami vibe sunset. So today is the last day. Just want to do that as a quick reminder as we get ready to get kicked off for the show, since it is Monday and it is the last day, and we will be getting going on Friday. Okay?
Yep.
All right, so that's that. In the futures, we're set up today because I'm remote. I'm really only going to be focusing on these 3 futures on my screen, which are the NASDAQ for the equities, the crude oil for the energies, and gold for the metals, okay? So these are the only ones the algos will be trading for me right now because I don't have all my screens at the office just to kind of keep a look on all the algos since we are kind of satellite, all right? Also, just I know this is super early, but we're giving everybody an update. The first week of June, we may not be doing the show because we will be relocating and getting new setup and all of that stuff. So this is the middle of April, so we're giving everybody enough time.
I know that's right. You ready, Odell?
Okay. So the first week of June, we'll be relocating, so it's a high probability that we will not be doing the show that week. So just want to give everybody a heads up, and we will give everybody a reminder as we get close, but just didn't want to drop it on you guys last minute since we'll be relocating that week, okay? All right, now let's hop over into Forex markets. Look at some Forex opportunities on today. All right, so kicking it off on the 1 week, looking at the USD JPY, we can see that it's been in a buy since March 18th. Stepping into the 1 day, we can see that it's been in a buy since March 15th. In the 2 hour, it has been in a buy since February 12th. I'm sorry, since Friday, April 12th. And on the 1 hour, it has been in a buy since Friday, April 12th. So we're going to be buy-side bias on the USD JPY for today. Okay. We're also going to look at the Euro USD. Starting out on the 1 week chart, we can see sell signal, and it's been downtrending since March 18th. Okay. We can check the 1 day, also been in a sales signal since April 10th, last Wednesday. The 2 hour is slightly mixed, but did get a sales signal today at 7 a.m. And the 1 hour got a sale today at 8 a.m. So sell side bias on the Euro USD. And we will round it out with one more, looking at the Great British Pound USD. Okay. Looking at the 1 week, has been in a sell side trend since March 18th. The 1 day, pretty strong sell off since April 10th, last Wednesday. The 2 hour is in a buy since 1 a.m. this morning. and the 1 hour is in a buy. So mixed on the Great British Pound USD at the open, but for the longer term, it looks sell side bias. All right, and that's our Forex. Hopping right into the crypto. Bitcoin was battling this weekend, getting tanked. I think there's a lot of people kind of selling off, especially from the miner perspective, getting ready for this halving event. So there was a sell side pressure coming in there. Still in the buy side for the week since February 5th. On the 1 day, it's been in a sale since Friday, literally. Talked about that on the weekend. Did get some strong support around 63,000, and it bottomed out at about 60,850. So they showed strong support at the bottom half of 60,000. Okay, stepping into the 2 hour, did get a buy signal on Sunday, and on the 1 hour, it's currently in the sale. So crypto is slightly mixed. It trades 24 hours, so you can literally, you know, not even trade that at the American Open. You could trade that 24 hours.
The Nasdaq's starting to fall a little bit though.
All right, yeah, some selling pressure coming in there. And then Ethereum sell off over the weekend, but actually the 1 week on Ethereum been trending down since April 8th. The 1 day has been in the sell signal since April 12th. The 2 hour did just get a buy signal at 2 this morning, and it did get a buy signal on the 1 hour at 11 a.m. So both the major cryptos are mixed. They're probably be consolidating all week until the halving event, and then there's going to be probably a breakout to whatever side. Okay.
And right now, that's potentially, it's not scheduled, but potentially is estimated to be the 20th, which is Saturday.
Okay.
So just want to highlight that. So we're about 3 minutes away from the opening bell. If we can hop on my screen, I wanted to just go over the earnings real quick to give you guys some additional opportunities for the week. All right, so we have, today's April 15th. Also, shout out to my dad. Happy birthday, Dad.
Happy
All right,
birthday,
see you
Mr.
later.
B.
All right, so happy birthday to him. Shout out to all the dads. Okay, so we have a lot of companies releasing earnings. I'm gonna go through this quickly because the bell's about to open. The stock market's about to open, the bell about to ring, and then we'll hop back into this in a little bit. But as you guys know, today before the market opened, we had Goldman Sachs, Charles Schwab, M&T Bank, Guarantee, and Caliber. Today after the closing bell, a couple randos, First Bank, Skillsoft, et cetera, et cetera. Heading into Tuesday, this is when things start to get a little bit more exciting, I feel. So tomorrow morning before the opening bell, Bank of America, United Health Group, Johnson & Johnson, Morgan Stanley, BNY Mellon, PNC, Ericsson, all those tomorrow morning before the opening bell. It's a lot of big movers. Tuesday after the close, United Interactive Brokers, which many of us use, JP Hunt, et cetera, going into Wednesday. Some of the major players, Travelers, Abbott, US Bancorp, Sands, Resort, and then Discover as well. Citizens, you said. Oh yeah, Citizens Bank, First National Bank, also Discover Bank, and then Thursday we have Nokia, Netflix, Ally, Blackstone, Alaska Airlines, Intuitive Surgical, and then Friday we have Amex, Procter & Gamble, Huntington Bank. So a lot of really great earnings coming out this week. So a lot of things that can also move the market. Netflix is always a big, one that draws a lot of eyeballs. So anyway, well, we can hop back over. Like I said, I just wanted to show this really quickly. We're about about a minute away from the opening bell.
American Express on Friday, Procter & Gamble, Ally on Thursday.
Yep. So American Express is always a cool one too. So we have a lot more financials this week. As y'all know, we had a lot of financials on Friday as well. So yeah. All right, Phyllis said her flight leaves Wednesday. I know that's right. Yes. All right, so we are about 30 seconds away. As Dion kind of mentioned, we are just received that buy signal on the NASDAQ. So it looks like we're probably going to get a little teeny bit of selling pressure that happened before. And now it looks like things are starting to go north. All right. So we are a couple seconds away. As you see, we have this buy signal. Let's see if this buy signal holds. And then we will, if so, we'll likely start to see things across the board. And that is not what happened. We get a little drippy drop, big old drippy drop. See it? See it?
No, but on my screen, so we're going to look to cover some of our shorts. So the Bitcoin ETF, our stop loss, we're going to go ahead and lock in about $1,000 on that. We shorted that. Oh, no, take profit, just modify that. So now we got $1,000 locked in on that as the Bitcoin ETF tanks. Okay, our CPNG long, we'll go ahead and lock in $500 on that. Okay. I'm just trying to look at the screen.
I know.
We'll lock in $500 on that. Okay. What else? Nike long 238. We'll lock in $100 on that. Okay. Now remember, pre-market we were down 45. Now we're only down 40, so we're already up $5,000 on the day. Okay. Let's go ahead and lock in some of these profits and ride the ride, especially on these shorts, right? Because the market is looking to be up today, right? High probability. So
when is it gonna go up? Right now it's trying to, which is interesting because most of the stocks are up across the board, but a bunch of sell signals just came through.
Okay. All right. So yeah, we locked in a couple of bucks on that. We can see we're up almost $7,000 today already on our positions. So glad to see that. And then we also just locked in some more profits on there. As far as the futures, we did get into our first trade on the NASDAQ. I believe we were on a sale, got stopped out for a profit already because it did tank. We're now in the sell side on oil, and we're now on the buy side on gold. Okay, so we did get our first couple of trades on the futures market. All three of them got active, actually. The NASDAQ, we caught a bit of it and then got stopped out. And then we're still right now currently active in crude oil and gold as far as our futures are concerned. So those are our first couple of trades on the markets. And if you see me looking down, it's because, again, we're not at our normal station and setup. So I'm looking at my laptop. I will have to just remind myself to look up occasionally.
That would be cute.
Oh, that would have been a vibe. I'm down for maybe like a Thursday session from the beach.
Odell's like, ain't nobody saying all this. Odell, like, get out of here. I'm talking that talk.
All right,
how we gonna get these outlets on the beach? Yeah, so I was kind of surprised at this little sale that happened at the market open, but things are still pretty green across the board. Also, that's because a lot of these stocks were also up already pre-market, and you know, so when they fell, a lot of them were still up. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like my computer's moving slow. Maybe the
CPNG long that we just locked in 500 is already up at 1,000. So I'm gonna go ahead and adjust that stop loss again and lock in 800. Okay.
Oh, and the modern vet wanted to know about Astera Labs.
Nah.
I don't think I've seen you in a while in the chat. Where you been at? People on vacation. We're gonna look at Astera Labs for the modern vet when you.
Yep, go ahead.
Okay.
I'm just adjusting stop losses.
Oh, okay, perfect. So let's hop over for the modern vet. So she's at Astera Labs. What are your thoughts on calls? So Astera Labs, ticker symbol ALAB. As you can see here on the chart, we currently are in. So on the 1 minute chart, we currently have a buy put. I am not super confident in it though. I mean, it's clearly falling, but. I think because there is this is projected to be a up day, it may turn around, but a lot of these bars are definitely given red. But Astera Labs was up pretty nicely when we had this other buy call that came at 9:31. It got up to about 76.47, and now it's trading around $74.79. It's up $2.09 currently. So on the 1 minute chart, we do have that buy put. 3 minute chart, same thing. 5 minute chart, same thing. Going into our 15 minute longer time frames, 15 minutes, 2 hours, and days, it's all saying, computer's shaking here. It's all saying buy call on those longer time frames. As you guys know, the stock just went public on March 20th, so it's a newbie for sure. Okay, we've kind of been in it since then. I know I have. But anyway, we do have a buy call on the day. So I would personally, actually have some calls on Astera. I always want to call it Alabaster. I don't know why, but I actually already have calls on Astera Labs currently. Like I said, right now, the shorter time frames are saying buy put, but the longer time frames are saying call. I would personally would be on the call side for this one myself. But really interested to see how this turns around, how these bars turn around here. Because it looks like it's trying to turn around for sure. But yeah, I would personally enter in the call side, and it looks like it's already starting to go up a little bit already. Okay, good morning, Beth. You still ain't tell me where you been. I see you laughing. Where you been at, girl? Where you been? And we got that green bar forming right there. We'll probably get that buy call signal in a second. Oh, okay. Trying out something new over there.
What are you doing?
I don't know. Heavy up there looking like the big green jolly giant monster. Anyway, yeah, so we got that buy call. So go ahead, the modern vet. That's what I would do personally. Let it ride it on up, girl. Ride it on up. All right. It's the market is definitely consolidating right now because we're getting some mixed signals, but I think there's still a lot of upside for that one personally. Okay. All right, so all of our newbies that are here this morning, welcome to today's episode again of the Money Matrix. We are typically live in our amazing studio in Washington, D.C. So we are putting it together outside of the studio, which is...
It's actually our first joint remote show.
Oh, it is. It is. I feel like, you know what it feels like? It feels like we're like, you know, like when like those news shows and they go and
to a conference or something.
No, I'm talking about like when they're like in Times Square and they're like, we're live in Times Square, you know? And then they have like all of the, you know, that's what it feels like.
Oh, okay.
But obviously we're in Miami, but you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, everyone that's here, shout out, welcome to the show. Like I said, we are currently remote.
Yeah, let us know where you all are tuning in from. We're obviously here from Miami today. Drop what city, state, and or country you are tuning in from around the world. We know we have viewers all around the world, so thank you guys for tuning in. Okay, excuse me. So we got stopped out of this gold. We were long on gold. We got stopped out. A lot of selling pressure came in on gold. Still in the sell side on crude oil. We were up about a solid 20 ticks on that. And now a lot of buying pressure as it bounced pretty much right around this first standard deviation under the VWAP. They've been holding that line. And then the NASDAQ tanked all the way to the VWAP and started to get some support on that. So we will see if that begins to turn around, okay? Hopping over into our equities, we're up almost $8,000 on the morning so far. As a lot of our positions that we were long on last week are now starting to turn around. We started the day, we were down negative 45. Now we're down only negative 36. So now approaching the $9,000 in profit as a lot of these reds also begin to turn around. And could be a good opportunity for us to go in here and buy some of these dips. So we're gonna go on the 1 hour and see if we have any, all right, buy side signals from our watch list. So Amazon did get a buy at the open. Okay, so let's go ahead and step into the 1 minute. Yep, and we will go ahead and buy Amazon. Okay.
Amazon.
All right. ARK, we were short on ARK. All right, and now that's starting to go profitable. Both Bitcoin ETFs are dropping. Okay. No fresh signal on that, so I'll let that rock. BlackRock. No fresh signal. We got 1,100 locked in on here. We're already up 1,400. You can go ahead and take that to 1,200. Lock in another 100 on that. Keep it trailing. Google. Did just get a buy signal on Google. We're short on that currently. Haven't hit our 5%. I'm gonna let that keep rocking. IBM. We were getting destroyed on IBM earlier this week. It did get a buy signal. Let's see where we at on IBM, or did we get stopped out?
Market turning around.
Did we get stopped out on IBM? We might have got stopped out on IBM.
We got that buy signal on the NASDAQ, just FYI. I did just, while you're looking for that, I did just enter into calls on the 𝑄𝑄𝑄, and I entered into calls on Amazon.
Okay.
As well, just FYI.
All right, nice, nice.
And I also have my U.S. Tech 100 binary options in Nadex too for my folks.
Okay. All right, JP Morgan. No fresh signal on JP Morgan.
Old signals. You got them old signals. NVIDIA busting. SMCI busting. See, we told y'all pre-market.
JP Morgan did get a buy. Okay, we're going to add that. No, excuse me. Add to JP Morgan. Okay, Lockheed Martin also got a fresh joint, which makes sense because the war going on. Okay, so we'll buy, set the stop loss. All right, set the stop loss.
What did I say I just bought? Oh, cute. How you doing over there, Odell? You good?
Right, long Lockheed Martin. Facebook also got a buy signal. We'll add to that.
Go ahead, Meta.
Meta.
Calls on Meta.
Calls on Meta. Microsoft, we were short Microsoft. A big buy signal, but we only down $65, so we'll just let that continue to rock. Netflix did get a buy. Okay, and we know Netflix earnings are coming out on Thursday, so we'll keep our eye on that, only risking 5%. NVIDIA busting, brand new buy signal on NVIDIA, so we'll go ahead, buy NVIDIA. Okay, Novo. Fresh buy signal on Novo. Go ahead and buy that. A lot more active. Let me step over here. It's 1 minute. Okay, there we go. Buy Novo. Okay. Path. Look at the 1 hour on Path. No fresh signal on Path. Palantir. Did get a fresh buy on Palantir. Step down into the 1 minute on here. All right. Okay, we got a good amount of selling pressure bouncing off this Palantir. Okay.
Palantir be tripping.
You know what? Let's.
All right, so we got people, while you're doing that,
Yeah,
just say we got people tuning in from Katy, Texas, Cleveland, all right, Terry's in Milwaukee, Will Smith's in Central Texas, Michelle's in Fort Myers, Will Smith's, Killeen, Texas, okay, and James in Orlando. Shout out to all of y'all, all of y'all. Modern Investor, she's been taking care of her 10-month-old. I can't trade when she's awake. Death, lost money once. I understand that. I remember when Dawson was a baby, it was so hard to trade because she would just distract you. You know, you be in a trade, then she'd do something, and then you look over, tend to her and look back. Oh, no, this is not going my way. So I definitely understand that. Congratulations on your new baby as well. Congratulations, congratulations. All right. It's a lot of noise here.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like we're really in New York City. Yeah, so we still have that buy on the NASDAQ. Looks like things are still trending up. A lot of the things that we've gotten to or I've already gotten to are profitable, which is good. Getting a little bit of selling pressure trying to come in. We'll see if it holds, but yeah.
All right. Okay, so yeah, those are the positions we just put on. All right, we got stopped out. So we've realized a couple of profits. So today is the 15th. So we just got stopped out for $110 on Lyft of our first exit of the day. We got stopped out for $1,180 on the Bitcoin ETF short. So that's about $1,300. And then we got stopped out on CPNG for $890. So about $2,200 of profit, and stopped out of TSM for $84. So we're up net about $2,100 of realized profit today. So we can see we started out at 135. We're now at 137. Okay. So we took those off the table, realized those. And now we also have our active trades for today. Okay. So, and again, you see us do different amounts for different stocks or different, contracts, 1 share, 10 share, 100 share, 1,000 shares. Wherever you are in your financial journey, you could take the same principles and apply them. Finding an edge that is data-driven and proven and back-tested, entering and exiting, and then managing your risk based off of your parameters, okay? So we did get into another trade on the NASDAQ, got stopped out on that for a loss. So right now the NASDAQ is 1 for 2. And then we're currently in a trade on the crude oil, which we're now long on, okay? So let's see. There's a lot of buying pressure coming into the gold now. It came down to this third standard deviation and then literally